Comcast makes a surprise £22 billion bid for Sky. Diageo launches Jane Walker Scotch edition. Are Mexicans addicted to the internet? And Mexico's outward foreign investment tripled in 2017. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Joseph Garza. Let's get on down to the information. U.S. cable TV giant Comcast has made a £22.1 billion bid for Sky, challenging an existing offer from 21st Century Fox. Comcast announced its bid on Tuesday, offering $17.45 per share for the company. The bid represents a premium of $2.02 on Monday's closing price for Sky shares and a 16% premium on the current offer from Murdoch's 21st Century Fox. The deal would value Sky at $30.9 billion. Sky shares jumped over 18% at the opening bell in London on Tuesday to trade over Comcast's offer price, suggesting investors now anticipate a bidding war. Robert Murdoch's 21st Century Fox had already agreed an £18.5 billion deal to buy the 61% of Sky that it doesn't already own. And in December last year, Walt Disney agreed to buy the bulk of 21st Century Fox's business, including its 39% Sky stake. Comcast chief executive Brian Roberts called Sky an outstanding company and said he was confident the offer would be cleared by regulators. Mr. Roberts added that Comcast would like to own the whole of Sky and will be looking to acquire over 50% of Sky's shares. Analysts at Liberum said that if Fox wanted to counterbid for Sky, it would presumably need approval from Disney to fund the bid. If Disney refused, then Fox would have to find the money itself, which means it will then be looking at a loss if Disney did end up acquiring 100% of Sky. Moving on, Diageo, one of the largest liquor companies in the world, is launching in the United States a limited edition of its Johnnie Walker Black Label whiskey with a woman on the label named Jane Walker. The launch, which is expected in March, marks the first major change in the logo of the Striding Man brand in more than a century and has happened as a result of Diageo's efforts to attract more female drinkers. For every time a bottle of Jane Walker is sold, Diageo will donate $1 to organizations that support women's causes. Diageo is setting a suggested retail price of $34 for a 750 milliliter bottle of Jane Walker Edition whiskey. The company will donate up to $250,000 to women's causes, including to the Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony Statue Fund that aims to create a monument in honor of women suffragists. In a statement on Monday, Diageo noted the role women have played in the development of Johnnie Walker, dating back to 1893 when John Walker and Sons purchased the Cardews single malt whiskey distillery from Elizabeth Cumming, whose family continued to run it through World War II. Today, several women are among the dozen whiskey blenders overseeing the creation of Johnnie Walker. In other news, if you leave the house, go to work or school, and suddenly realize that you left your phone behind, would you go back for it? Surely the answer is yes. Cell phones, specifically smartphones, have become increasingly popular among Mexicans and part of their daily routine. In 2017, 8 out of every 10 Mexicans who use cell phones own a smartphone, according to data from the National Survey on Availability and Use of Information Technologies by the National Institute of Statistics and Geography, known as INEGI. According to INEGI's survey data, the number of users who have a smartphone grew by 4.1 million from 2016 to 2017, from 60.6 to 64.7 million users. This represents a little more than half of the total population of the country. The number of users who connect to the internet from an intelligent cell phone, a trend of mobile internet consumption that is already worldwide, also increased. Of the 71.5 million internet users in Mexico, 65 million believe that the internet is already part of their daily lives, according to data from the Media and Devices Consumption Study of IAB Mexico. But the excessive use of the internet is not so healthy always. The excessive use of information and communication technologies and the lack of skills to handle them in a healthy way have caused some Mexicans to suffer from techno-stress, experts have warned. And moving on, according to information from the Bank of Mexico, in 2017, foreign direct investment outflows by Mexican companies abroad totaled $5.083 billion, 217% more than in 2016. This shows that large, medium-sized, and even small Mexican companies actively maintain physical investment programs outside the country, either through the purchase of assets via established companies or through the installation of new plants. In 17 years, Mexico's direct investment outflows have reached $131.28 billion, equivalent to 28% of foreign direct investment captured in Mexico in the same period, and 22% compared to that captured since 1980. Another important record that is reported in the balance of payments is the payment of interest on the debt that Mexican firms have paid, both in the public and private sectors. According to the Bank of Mexico, in 2017, private companies paid $8.973 billion in debt interest, 14.4% more than the previous year, which is the highest figure in 38 years. In 2017, the outflow of financial resources from Mexico reached its highest figure since 1980 and was the equivalent to 78% of remittances sent by Mexican citizens to their families the previous year. And finally, let's turn to the markets. The Mexican peso decreased 0.34% to 18.7802 from 18.8442 on the dollar in the previous trading session. On the other hand, the IPC Mexico decreased 1.02% to 47,970 from 48,463 in the previous trading session. This was all for today. Thank you again for staying with us. I'm your host, Joseph Garza. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.